I actually have a non-compete in the US, so I couldn't acquire the rights here, but
Where do you live?
I'm in New Mexico.
Okay. And you have a non-compete that you signed with somebody else?
Yeah, in all of the United States. It was this software company I want to acquire is basically, I just came out of a business that exited to PE this summer. So I had to sign a non-compete, but it only applies to the US. That's why I'm specifically interested in this software in Mexico. And they have just like 100 customers there so far.
Were you an owner of the other software company?
I had some equity.
Okay. Because I know I've got some friends who've recently done pretty large exits that had those non-competes. They're generally not enforceable. So you might, if it's holding you back at all, because they're almost always written overbroad, and even with equity exits, which is usually an exception sometimes to being able to compete, that those are standard agreements. Just like when you drive into a parking garage, it says we're not responsible for anything left in car. They actually are. It's good for them to put it in there, but almost always they're not enforceable because there's such a strong bias against stopping somebody from being able to work for a living, particularly if you didn't have like a giant piece of the equity in the deal. So you might chat with an attorney about it if it is, stopping you. You also might, after you talk to the attorney, go to whoever it was and say, hey, I'm looking at doing this. I don't think it's directly competitive. So I'd like for you just to say that this is okay. So, and that's the path that we took with him. So it's sometimes they will say, yeah, we don't care about that. Or particularly if you have your attorney talk to their attorney and say, we're pretty sure this isn't enforceable, but we're trying to be good people here and say, let's just get a waiver to this. There are a lot of things that you can do. So if you feel like that's holding you back from doing something you want to do, there are lots of ways to explore getting around that.
Oh, that's such a good tip, Roland. Maybe I should chat with Grant. I did chat with my attorney, who was her response was very conservative. Like, definitely stay away from that. Don't tread on this. So I don't know. I don't have a relationship with her. She was just like an employment attorney that I looked up. So
yeah, so you don't want an employment attorney. You want a litigation attorney like Grant to take a look at it. I would definitely have him take a look at it. And then also keep in mind that how you structure your deal in your acquisition can also have an impact. So there's maybe 10 different fallback positions to I can't do that. So definitely don't let that stop you from exploring that, because my guess is, based on what you said, that there are a few ways around that.
Thank you. See, you just come in on the tail end of a conversation. You always are so smart. I have so much to add. Thank you.
You're welcome.